Good. Happy Thursday evening, January 27, 2022. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Thursday evening edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Thursday evening, so let's get started right now. First up, Massachusetts Chief Justice says state reviewing Harmony Montgomery custody decision. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Kimberly Budd, Chief Justice of the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court, has ordered a review of the Massachusetts trial court regarding the case of Harmony Montgomery. On top of this, the Mass Office of the Child Advocate is in the middle of its own review. Harmony Montgomery was in the custody of the Bay State before a judge there placed her with her father, Adam Montgomery, here in New Hampshire, a man with a history of criminal offenses.
She was placed out of a court in Massachusetts, and there was no communication with the state of New Hampshire.
Now, New Hampshire legislators are working on a bill that would improve its current interstate compact for the placement of children with Massachusetts and other states.
As Senator Carson shared, the original Interstate Compact for Children, which is currently codified in New Hampshire, Chapter 170A, was enacted back in 1965. The version that's in our current statute books pretty much verbatim as to what was in 1965 with a couple modest, not really particularly substantive amendments.
The new ICPC provides a strong legal framework that will require member states to comply and cooperate with the provisions of the compact.
The update also allows New Hampshire to expand its compact nationally.
This compact does require 35 states before it becomes into effect. At this point, I think it's only around 15 states have actually passed the compact. So there's still more work to do nationally.
And so this bill will go on the Senate floor next week, then move on to the House. Now, tonight, there are no new updates on the search for Harmony Montgomery. Once again, if you have any information, you can call or text 603-203-6060. Reporting live in Manchester, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. More COVID-19 deaths announced in New Hampshire as cases rise. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Tonight, active cases of COVID-19 are up for the second straight day here in New Hampshire. Right now, there are 14,542 current infections. DHHS is reporting 2,200 new cases today, with 333 from a backlog, 20 new deaths to report.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Biden commits to nominating first black female Supreme Court justice as he honors retiring Byra. Let's take a listen to this announcement from Joe Biden.
Demand the best for your vision with the latest Essilor lens technologies at your local Essilor expert.
Choosing someone to sit in the Supreme Court, I believe, is one of the most serious constitutional responsibility a president has. Our process is going to be rigorous. I will select a nominee worthy of Justice Breyer's legacy of excellence and decency. While I've been studying candidates' backgrounds and writings, I've made no decision except one. The person I will nominate will be someone with extraordinary qualifications, character, experience, and integrity. And that person will be the first black woman ever nominated to the United States Supreme Court.
Okay, and there you go on that announcement from President Joe Biden. Car crashes into house in Pelham. Driver charged. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
All right, it is 6:38 right now. New on Daybreak, a Massachusetts man faces charges after he allegedly crashed into a Pelham house. It happened just after 8:30 last night on Old Gage Hill Road. Pelham police say Eric Alfonso was speeding when he lost control, hit a propane tank, and crashed into the house, ending up in the backyard. Alfonso suffered minor injuries. The homeowners lost heat and water because of that crash.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that is a look at your news this evening. Now we're going to switch gears and let's go into weather now. Weather right now is clear, 16 degrees, feels like 8 degrees. Brr, chilly out there. Expect dry conditions for the next 6 hours. And there is a weather alert, winter storm watch, in effect from Saturday morning through late Saturday night. And with a full weather forecast, let's go to meteorologist Kevin Scrippa. Good evening, Kevin.
While other dealerships' lots are empty, New Car has the used cars, trucks, and SUVs you want.
Really cold start to the day out there. There were a lot of areas in the teens, 20s, even 30s below zero early this morning, but a nice recovery with sunshine and high clouds out there this afternoon. Of course, all the talk this week has been about a storm system for Saturday passing to our south. You will notice, minus just this weak disturbance here through the Central Plains, there is nothing to quite track yet on the maps. So this is one of those scenarios that we rely on these computer maps that come in every 6 to 12 hours to give us the subtle clues as to what the expectation is as far as timeline, precipitation type, wind, and accumulation as far as the temperatures are concerned and the fluffiness of that snow. So all of those elements that are involved here really are a part of this forecast here as we go forward through tomorrow night and into Saturday evening and early Sunday. Nice recovery after being in the 20s to near 30 below zero up north. Everyone's in the teens and 20s out there this afternoon with fair skies, quiet evening commute, and some clouds will start to drift in overnight. There might be a passing snow shower tomorrow, but nothing that's going to really slow you down for either the morning or evening commute. Temperatures will likely be in the 20s to lower 30s, and some colder air settles in as the moisture develops down to our south. And that storm system, which will strengthen greatly and pass to our southeast Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Main question at this point is to exactly how close that system is going to be to us. Closer it is, more wind involved, also more moisture involved. And again, as you will notice here, a rare system this winter that will be all snow. And with temperatures only in the teens to lower 20s as this falls, this is going to likely be a very fluffy snow that's going to be easy to move around. Of course, with the wind, that means that light fluffy snow will likely blow around and maybe even drift as well. Most of the more organized snow likely falls during the morning hours on Saturday in the southern half of the state, afternoon and evening farther north. You will notice here futurecast pointing at the potential of over 40-mile-an-hour gusts to blow and drift that snow around. The wind initially out of the north and northeast with this nor'easter eventually turns to the northwest after the snow winds down. There could be some coastal issues with this system as well. There is going to be the potential near high tide, especially Saturday evening and mid-morning on Sunday for some coastal flooding, depending on the track of the system. As far as accumulation is concerned, again, best potential of over a foot of accumulation is in southeastern areas. Amounts are expected to trail off the farther north and west you go. How sharp that cutoff is going to be remains to be seen with the track of this system. And so while the bands themselves probably won't move much, the numbers within those bands could change quite a bit. So it is something we're going to keep tabs on here as we go forward through tonight and into tomorrow as the latest computer models continue to come in. 7-day forecast has an actual warming trend for the first half of next week, maybe up near 40 by groundhogs.
Okay, and that was meteorologist Kevin Scrippa with that weather forecast. Good. Thank you for that, Kevin. And let's switch gears now, and let's go to sports with WMUR News 9, Jamie Stayston.
Now, Jamie Staten and News 9 Sports.
Well, how about this video from 1985? Number 15 scores a goal for West High School Soccer. He's a player to be named later. He went on to play college soccer for West, or after West. Also played in a high school state championship hockey game for West against Nashua South. Now we come out live to this rink, and here is that number 15, by the way, 37 years later, still looking great, still wearing his West jersey, and now he's the owner of this awesome backyard ice rink. It was posted on social media by his cousin. 4.5 million people saw it, including Channel 9. We just had to come see it. We're not saying exactly where it is or his name so that the family can still have some privacy, but what a hockey rink. Born during COVID, and community members here just love coming out and playing. Truly a professional rink. Hey, did you see how the Bruins game ended last night? As I go back on defense here, Bruins were leading 3-2 in the final minutes against the Avalanche. 37 seconds to go. The goalie was pulled, and the Avalanche scored. And then in overtime, former UMass star Kale Makar went on. He scored the game-winning goal. Colorado won 4. They won 17 straight games at home. How about that? All right, we're back out live at our hometown hero. So I try not to. Oh boy. That's what happens when you're not any good. Our hometown heroes from nearby in Hanover. Jonathan Marshall has her story.
Hanover girls basketball is currently on an amazing run. The Marauders have won 61 straight regular season games. A big piece to this winning puzzle is 2-year captain Melissa Whitmore.
Number one, a great kid. She comes with high energy, high basketball IQ, dedicated.
I like to lead and bring everybody else up, and I don't like to talk down on people. I like to bring everyone together all the time.
Whitmore has led the Marauders in scoring the last 2 seasons and will continue her career at Stonehill College.
She's emphasized academics, the importance of academics, and has parlayed that along with her basketball career. So I have no doubts Melissa's going to succeed.
Even though Whitmore is a standout on the floor for Hanover High, she's already thinking about life beyond these lines.
I am actually one of the leaders of Feminism Club here at HHS, and I founded it my freshman year. And so we do a whole bunch of different activities throughout the school. As my life gravitates away from basketball, I'm going to have to do a lot of that type of stuff in my regular life, and so I want to make sure I do it just outside of my sport.
Having won a state title her freshman year, Whitmore is looking forward to one more go at it.
We're all really looking towards that, the championship, but, just to have fun. It's our last year, have a good time and play as hard as we can, really.
Shout out to Melissa Whitmore, this week's hometown hero.
All right, Jonathan, thanks. Full disclosure, I've had 2 pretty bad falls here. We started playing at 5:30, and I'm exhausted. But, guys, we're going to keep playing for a little while.
Stay upright, Jamie. Payday at Peter.
Okay, and there you go on that sports report from Jamie Stateston. Thank you for that, Jamie. And that does it for this evening edition of the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great evening. Good night and goodbye.